Hey, everybody. This is the Thursday Pure Energy Team Zoom. We have Executive Stephanie Wood with us. I don't know if some of you remember her or not from Zing Fest, but she was on stage talking. She was the cute little blonde that was up on stage. There were a couple of cute blondes on stage, but I think she was the cutest for sure. But she is the one who talked about Pivot. And that touched a lot of people. So I wanted to introduce her and have her share her story with us. So Stephanie, kind of tell us a little bit about how you got here, how long you've been here, did you have a weight loss story, and like just about how your business has grown.
Absolutely. Well, I will just say I'm like ridiculously honored to be on this call here with you guys because Allison is, you guys know, they're the best. Like they're amazing leaders and you have incredible leaders, incredible shoes to walk in because she'll walk in them with you. And she's been through the trenches and so I'm just super like humbled and like amazed to be asked. So thank you so much for that. And I would love to share my story. I did have a story, crazy, I know, but everyone's like, you had a story. I'm like, oh gosh, I have a failed ballet career because of my weight. I basically was defined by a number that wasn't good enough my entire life. And Zingular unlocked a huge food prison that I'd been living in. And I literally felt like someone outside of my body looking in, watching someone who was just a failure. I loved ballet. You guys have slept in my point shoes. I trained like crazy. I was always up for the main role, but always didn't get it because of my weight. So I do have a weight loss story. That's what brought me here. And now I know why God did not allow doors to open with that, because I wouldn't be here right now with where we're at. I would be on Broadway, basically out of a job for 2 years and just trying to get another one. That's where I would be had my career been, or my path been any different. So when I started this, my son was 5 months old. My daughter was 4. I was working 4 10s and I was still in my maternity clothes. And I also worked I did the 4 10s, but I also ran a merchant services business and retail business out of my home because I wanted to not go to work and leave my babies anymore. I was thinking of the next invention even. I mean, it was a bath boppy. Don't steal it, you guys. But I was like, Rick, to my husband, I am going to have the next best invention. And I got to get myself home. I just knew I wanted to. I love my job. I love to work. I love to work hard. It wasn't that. I just hated to be missing all of the first of my babies. I literally would wake up at 3 a.m. to be at work by 5 a.m. And it was super fast paced. I worked for a very stressful marketing job for a board of doctors who all had their own opinions, all had their own agendas, and definitely wanted to pad their wallets and take away from mine. Not all doctors are like that, but I definitely worked my tail off. The stuff that corporate does for you at such an early stage of your journey here and continues to do to make you feel appreciated, noticed, rewarded for your time and efforts that you spend is like nothing I had ever gotten out of an 11-year career with the same company, making millions of dollars for doctors. I barely even got I didn't even get a 5-year thank you gift. 10 years, it didn't get me anything, but when I gave my notice and left, they gave me a nice little $1,000 check, like whatever. And I never really had a raise or time off. So I was exhausted working there. I loved it, but I was exhausted. I felt super frumpy and grumpy, and I knew I would never have the ballet bod that I was always after, or I knew I was just always going to struggle with my weight, and that was fine. But I was not a nice mama to my kids. I literally was holding a shoe one day and when I thought like, gosh, I got to check this at my daughter because I'm so frustrated and grumpy. I was only grumpy at myself, but the crying, and the baby and stuff. And I'm like, when I want to throw a shoe at my daughter, that's like a sign something's got to change. Like I'm miserable with myself. My daughter actually bent over and she's 4, like pinched her stomach. Our kids notice what we do. And when that happened, that was like, okay, I can't, like, for me, I've got to do this. I've got to spend the money. I didn't want to do any magic pills or like liquid diets. I've done all those. They don't work. You lose 3 pounds after, and then gain it back just thinking about food. I wanted something that was a lifestyle and I wanted wellness because my body was just so trashed from having kids and being on so many different diets. When I got on the program, I got sponsored by the Castronovos. So Tammy and Mike Castronovo, which is the total God thing because I was actually thought she was Jane, this woman, Jane, who was like cute. She was like a Kala. She started in the company. And I thought I was getting started with her, but I got started with Tammy. Total long story. And it was by God again that I was connected with her because she is the most amazing woman. She is a pure reflection of what this corporate is. And that has just trickled down in our team. And so day one, within 30 minutes of that, like zing, oh my gosh, I posted on Facebook, did not want to do the business, like thought these things were pyramid schemes. And I just wanted to lose the weight. Don't talk to me about the business. But I posted, oh my gosh, my energy is through the roof. My Facebook, and this is in 2011, you guys, people weren't really doing Facebook. I had 200 friends. And I thought if I see someone go to the bathroom one more time or tell me whatever, they're gonna go to the bathroom. I didn't like it. It was my point. But I made that post and it flooded. And I had so many people asking me within the first month, I was down almost 10 pounds. And I felt like I was conquering life instead of surviving it, which was huge difference for me. Money was a huge struggle, but I knew, hey, honey, don't be mad. But if it works, I'm going to get it paid for. If it doesn't, I'll send it back. No harm, no foul. Of course, I had 10 family and friends hop on from that post and texting my close 5. And the rest is history. The income paid for bills. We had been off of work. I'd been off of work for 5 months before I even got on this with the high risk pregnancy with that boy. And we just didn't have the income. My husband's a tennis pro, doesn't make a huge income. So we were really strapped, but it helped with the bills. It helped with really expensive formula that Matt and my son was on. And it really has saved us. Then it went into saving us when my husband lost his job. And you guys, he just lost his job again. And I am so grateful because the last time he lost his job, we were pulling in $2,700. I was like, what are we going to do? We had 2 houses, we had everything. I'm like, what are we going to do? Okay, I'm going to dig in. And this is supposed to be a real business opportunity. What if I worked it every day? What would happen? And it quadrupled within, from January to April. We went from hit director and then hit platinum director. And so we had increased our income, by that. And now, as my husband has just lost his job after 11 years, this is crazy because 11, right? It is crazy. He lost his last job after 11 years, crazy reasons, economy. And then this one because of all the crazy stuff that's going on with mandates and all that. But we have been steady six-figure earners. Thank you, Jesus. That it's really just saved us. It really has been oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. Yeah, we freak out a little bit because of health insurance, but I mean, we're not freaking out thinking, oh my gosh, we're going to lose everything. We're okay. We're okay because Zingular has been constant. It has always been growing, even though there's highs and lows, and my business has not been straight to the top, nor has it stayed at the top. But it has always been constant. It has always been, and that's because I stayed constant. I have always done the things that I need to do, me doing it, not asking my team to do it, me doing it first. And so the best part, like, about all this has been like the friends, the community, and it's not just the my team, it's like Allison, it's all the community. I cannot believe what everybody shares with one another. And I've only seen, as people make more money in this company, that they become more humble and just more beautiful people. I have rarely seen, well, you see those people and they leave, but they're very rare, far and few between. But you see people really grow into beautiful, beautiful people as they're making these insane incomes. And so I can still slip on a size 0-2 from a size 8-10. So 11 years of maintaining. So I did lose about 27 pounds. And my kids are 10 and 14 now. So it's just been incredible. So that's my story.
So I want to ask you, and I think it's important. First of all, I love your story. I didn't realize that you were a ballerina. That makes you even cooler to me in my eyes now. Just so you know.
Yeah.
But because I could totally see you as a ballerina, that makes perfect sense. But one of the things that people talk about is, how come I'm not growing as fast as someone else? How come I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that? So I want to talk like real serious, because I know I can like talk real serious with you like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
How does it feel for you? And I didn't tell you this was a question I was going to ask you, but it just came up. So how does it feel for you to see someone, like, you've been in the business 11 years, right? And you're an executive. How does it feel to watch someone else be in the business for 2 or 3 years and hit platinum executive? And what do you do to not compare yourself to that, to those people, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Blinders. Good upline that will keep me on my like straight and narrow. But I always, there's a couple things. My journey was, I don't even know how many years, like 4 years to hit executive. But my direct number one hit executive, you guys, a year before I did. She earned her trip. She earned the income. She had an incredibly balanced team. And I was over here like, oh my gosh. And she was like my best friend from junior high. So it was okay. But it was a little bit of a gut punch, because you think, gosh, why can't I be balanced? Why can't I have leaders like her? Why can't I have a team like hers? And so I had to go through a big learning, like a big humility lesson, that be blessed if you are unbalanced. Don't ever stop working a leg because you're not balanced. Like, that is, I didn't stop working her. Like, I worked with her team. I still do. But I do see people with that mindset. And I'm just, if anybody's on here that is struggling with that, do not ever do that. Because when you lose, it's, first of all, it's just heart, right? If your heart's not right, I really don't believe God is gonna like grow things, because you have things to learn. He wants to develop us all into who we are completely meant to be. And if we're not doing it for the right reasons, yeah, some people might get there, but I don't see them stay there. I see them like lose it. But if you get there,
are you referring to like the extreme builders that come in and they like blow it out of the water, but then they don't stick around because they were in it to sling kits and not?
I have seen that. I definitely have seen that. And it worries me when I do. I had 2 extreme business builders on the same line, and are they here today? No. But I do have all their people. I do follow up on them. But I think that's like the biggest thing is like your heart has to be right. And when you haven't grown in the space that you need to, there's like, or your situation is a certain way, you got to look and go, okay, what do I need to learn here? And I do literally hear people, well, I'm just not going to work with that line because I'm unbalanced. Well, when you don't work with your team, regardless of it's all about you then, right? Like it's got to be about your team. It's got to be about helping people. Like, I'm not going to work with that line. Well, then you're not going to love on those other people that maybe need you. It's just, anyway, so that was a thing. So back to like, how is it seeing people like hit, like Robin Packard, and she's a good example. That whole Crystal Nichols, I remember that young team coming in, Melissa Corbin coming in, and I was a platinum director at that time. I was training at the conference in Dallas. This is 7 years ago. And I was the trainer with Cynthia Evans and Terry Bryant, and they were watching me. Like, that was a conference that changed their trajectory, not me, but like Lacey Friend. And so then for them to come in here now, and like Robin Packard's the gold ambassador, it doesn't, I love it. Like, I am so excited because it just shows that that like anybody can come in here and anybody can do it with the right mindset. So what do? Like, I don't compare to myself to her and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe it, I've been here 11 years, why am I not an ambassador? Or Allison came in here and like, she's a gold executive, and she's done the things, and she's been here.
I'm just a silver. I'm not gold yet.
Silver.
We got close, but still.
Silver's amazing. I mean, even an executive, but how it took you a year or two to get there? Like, I could be, but no, what do? I compare not myself to her rank. I compare, like, Allison, what are you doing? Show me, teach me. I need to learn. Let me bring this back to my team. Hey, can you do training? She's done some trainings for our team, subscription. She's amazing at, obviously. And so I think you've done that a couple times for our team as a whole. But it's always, and I was always that ballerina. I was never competitive with another ballerina. Was competitive, but I wasn't competitive with the actual ballerina. I was competitive with the skills that she had that I didn't have. And how could I look at my competition and go, okay, how can they be my friend? I want to be their friend. I'm not going to be a brat to them. I'm going to be their friend, and I'm going to look at what they do, and I'm going to learn from their strengths and make them my strengths. That was how I was always as a ballerina. And I'll tell you, that is not the world. They are so rude. They'll put glass in your point shoes to cut you off of getting a part. Like, it's ridiculous. It's cutthroat. So again, like, growth isn't going to happen being a cutthroat ballerina. It's going to be like, what skill, comparing my skills. What are my skills? Where am I lacking? What are her skills? What does she have strengths in that I don't? And how can I learn from them? So always constant learning. Are you guys on like the round tables every night? Like, that's a huge thing. I see people who are my top leaders, they're not on them. And I'm thinking, I'm sorry, have you arrived? Like, I don't know everything. And if I could hear it over and over again, I need to do that for my team. And if your team is one, you need to be there and do it, right? Like, just get on them.
I think sometimes it comes down to people want to be an executive and above, but they're not willing to do the work that we have to put in to get there. And that's what it boils down to. And it's interesting you said that. I wonder what would happen if I touched this business every day. That doesn't mean Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, all of it there, and that's the thing there. Yes, you can take the time that you need, but like, maybe you have family coming on Christmas, but you still have work to do. So get your booty out of bed a little bit early and handle your business, and then you can go have fun, right? I mean, that's what it boils down to. But if you're not touching your business every day, you can want in one hand and poop in the other and see which one fills up faster, right? I mean, it's where you're putting in the work. And
two things on that. This really struck me when I had said this. When people say, I want to be an executive or I want to be a director, whatever, I go, okay, and you have another job, go I'm going to give you the income. Like, okay, say average 10,000 for an executive. How many hours would you have to work at your job right now to hit a 10,000 a month income? They do the math and they're like, oh gosh, I have 120 hours or whatever. And I go, and you're expecting to hit that with the 1 hour every other day. Like, come back down to the earth. You don't go to work, you don't get paid. And you're getting paid way more for this. Yeah, you have to do your time. But if you are really, really doing it every day, and then the other thing is like, I do eat, sleep, and breathe Zingular because Zingular helps me eat, sleep, and breathe.
Right.
It does that for my family. But with that said, I went on vacation. I got up early this last week, went to Nashville, got up early, did my IPAs before they even got up, and we did our day. And then I just answered a couple questions. Christmas, you know what I'll do? Wish everyone Merry Christmas. I mean, that's the work. Like, this is being a nice human being. It is giving people love and light. When I do my birthdays or happy birthdays or new friends, I'm like, legit do it, not so that they're gonna like order something, because I know that'll happen in somewhere down the line. I'm like, I don't care. But I'm legit like, oh my gosh, happy birthday. What a blessing, you are on this earth. And I hope that this next year is just amazing for you. Like, that makes people feel so good. So that's like your heart. It's all like heart.
You're building those relationships. It's not just about selling someone a kit, right? You're actually building that relationship to help them change their life.
Right. Who doesn't want to feel good? Who doesn't want to be made to feel good? And who has the time to make someone else feel good anymore?
Right.
I do.
Yeah. And that's what it boils down to, is just us not being selfish with our time and actually taking the time to hear what these people have to say. And that's why I get on the phone with them, to put their orders in and stuff like that, because there's so much more you can learn about them when you talk to them, all right. So we're almost at 1:00. So I want to respect everybody's time. How are you guys, if you can touch on this real quick? I think for a lot of people, it's been slow, right? Some people not, but for the majority of us, it has in the last few months. What would you say, as someone who is a veteran of Zingular, who's been here 11 years, what would you say to those people who are thinking about, maybe this isn't the right thing for me because it's going so slow, maybe I'm not in the right place? What would you say to them?
Well, just as much as you can rise to the top fast, you can fall fast, right? But remember, you fell fast, you rose fast, you fell fast, you can rise up fast again. So that would be exactly what had happened October. You guys, I'm like a huge sponsor. Like, I mean, 5 is not a good month for me. I'm usually 8, 12, 17. I always have been for 11 years, because there is no cold market, never. Be warming it up all the time. But what was I gonna say? So October was like 3 people, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. What is
the same on? I'm usually somewhere like 5 to 15 a month, and I had like 3 people in October, and I was like, what's happening?
Yeah. And it was the first time I have gone under executive numbers in a year and a half since COVID. But mind you, my journey was I hit executive that 4th year, and then didn't hit it again for 2 more years, and then hit it for 2 months, and then didn't hit it again, those numbers, until COVID. So like, I've been there before, and I was like, wait, I loved being at executives consistently for the last year and a half, and now I'm like down again. Oh my gosh. And I had to go, Steph, remember, just as fast as you can go down, you can go back up. And November was like back up. like crazy.
Yeah.
And that does not to say that everybody's would have been back up, but you know, when you have an executive team, it can rise and fall by the,
Right.
tens of
We,
thousands.
and it's crazy because we don't even have we don't even have an executive team yet.
Yeah, and my executive team is not, they're not executive.
Yeah.
So I mean, just as fast as you can rise, you can fall. So,
Yeah.
but I've always sponsored and I've always developed new legs, and so that is what saved me. But you just don't want to quit, because traditionally last year, if you came in this last year, you have no idea what a normal year is. No idea. Since
Right.
2020, you have no idea what a normal year is, because October, November, December, I hate that, like October, yeah, and summer is traditionally like slower. It really is. So if you're basing this off of like last year, don't go there, because it's not accurate. This is slow. This is sowing time. This is relationship building time. This is mindset time, which should be every single day. This is not the time. This is the worst time you could say this isn't for me. Because
Yeah.
you know what? Again, not about you. Not about you. God put this in your hands for a reason, and he put people in your path for that reason. And if you just say, oh, it's not working for me, I don't have the volume, I don't have the, that's about you. What about all those other people? Because the next day, I'm telling you, someone, your top leader, will come in and you'll wish you didn't quit, but you'll never know because you quit. So don't quit. Sow
Yep.
your seeds, be a good friend, have a good heart, get things right, strengthen yourself up, get in the gym, Zingular Gym, do your IPAs and do them hard and fast, and all of them, and times 2, and it will be crazy in January.
Yeah, absolutely. You got whatever you're doing or not doing now is going to affect you in the spring. I mean, it is what it is. So if you're not touching your business because you're so busy at Christmas time, you're gonna be real mad at yourself come March and April and May. So yeah, definitely do it every day. Stay up 30 minutes later, get up 30 minutes earlier, whatever you got to do. Listen, I love you to pieces. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. And I think it's so important for people to hear that, you hit executive and then you didn't hit it again for 2 years, but it didn't stop you. You didn't stop. You didn't give up. You didn't feel sorry for yourself. You just kept moving forward. And that's what is so important, that we just keep rolling forward. And IPA is an income producing activity. So adding friends to your Facebook, adding them to your testimony page, commenting on people's stuff on your Facebook, even the ones you don't know, sending happy birthday messages, like checking in with your prospects, following up. Those are your income producing activities. Scrolling on Facebook does not make you any money. Be very intentional with your time and don't get caught up in everything on Facebook. I had said something to Danny the other day. I said, sometimes I really miss just seeing what my friends are up to on Facebook. Because I don't use it for that. It's a business platform for me, and that's it. If my friends want to talk to me, they're gonna have to call me.
Yeah, it has to be that way, or you will never get anything done. You'll be sucked into the world like the rest.
I know, right? I know. What is it? Darren Hardy said that people that sit and watch TV and scroll Facebook probably lose $50,000 a year in income that they could be making. Crazy. You're on your phone anyway. Might as well make money while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Well, little Miss Ballerina, I love you. Thank you for being here.
Love you.
Y'all have
Thank you
a
for
wonderful
asking me.
Merry Christmas. Does anybody have any questions for Stephanie? Anybody want to ask anything? No? Okay. Well, we're losing everybody's dropping like flies.
Yep, I know. Get off. 30 minutes is all literally. Get off, you guys. Thank you so much. Reach out to me if you have any questions.
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Trying to push all the right buttons fast enough. You mentioned an IPA. I'm kind of new to this. You were talking about working out in the gym, and then you said singular gym, your IPAs or IPEs.
I
Mhm.
just talked about all of the IPAs, adding friends to your Facebook, put a testimony group. She's talking about your singular gym, which is your income producing activities every day.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense now.
That
Okay.
is your, yeah, building
Okay.
your, you go into the gym to build muscle. You got to build muscle
Gotcha.
here in the Zingular gym.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Just
Thank
keep
you.
doing it every day, every
It's
single
so
day.
mundane, and so you're like, really? If I do all this, my business is gonna grow? Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Just start doing your birthdays and new friends messaging, and getting them into the results page, and watch your stuff go from 3 to like 14 new starts.
Yes.
It literally will. And when you stop, your new starts stop.
Yeah, I'm somebody else's new start. I just finished my 8-day on Monday,
Yay!
and I signed on the business
Congratulations.
on Sunday because I'm just so turned on about how the products work, and I could cry.
It's amazing.
I'm so optimistic, and I can see where the sense of confidence and empowerment comes from seeing results and just feeling better and feeling more energy. I mean, it's not like through the roof just yet, but I'm so encouraged. And I just posted in the X bundle that a belt that I have that I just got on Thanksgiving for my daughter, because the pants I was wearing was getting loose from a different program I was on that took me several months to lose weight. I won't say which one, but it's very slow, and they don't honor healthy fats as much as they should. So anyway, I today was able to pull it to the next grommet, and I started laughing. I haven't
That's
worn a
awesome.
belt
That is-
in years. So I'm gradually going
Aw.
from this past year, I was in a size 18. I went to a size 16 in October, and I'm looking at size 14 jeans, and I already ordered them. They're sitting there waiting for me to put on. And I'm hoping that
Aw.
by New Year's, I can put them on. I haven't seen that size in decades.
No.
And
I'm a mama.
When
I'm
we
a grandma.
know,
That's
and we know how you
awesome.
feel. We
I've been
totally
through
know how you feel.
tons
And
of
I'm
stressful
telling you,
things. Yeah,
Take
it's
a
just,
picture of that belt, and you just do a short thing, and you say, I never thought I would wear a belt,
Yeah.
and I just went down a notch.
yeah.
I mean,
did that.
those simple things, that is what people can go, oh, I would love to wear a belt. You'll get all those people out who want to wear a belt. Give them those feels.
For sure. Oh yeah, and I'm
Those
just about as
pants.
transparent as can be. Yeah.
That's
who is your
awesome.
sponsor, Christine?
I am sponsored by people out of Canada, which is an interesting venture. My husband has family in Canada, but she was a Facebook friend that just randomly invited me. I've never met her in person,
Who is
but
it?
Marion Ford,
Okay. Yeah.
and she's under Carol.
Yeah. We know
Okay.
all those people. We
Okay.
know. We
Okay.
know. You're
Yeah,
with a great team.
Yeah, I've been friending people, and I've got a few people that are watching.
I'll be
They've
back.
accepted the friendship in the Singular page, and one person asked for more information last night, but she didn't keep going with the chat, so we're not really sure what's going on, but she's a coworker, so I'll follow up with her later. But
Awesome.
I think some of my coworkers, because I've been in a COVID quarantine, I'm out tomorrow, thank God. I never got sick. I was exposed to someone who was, and so it's like, okay, so I've been working from home. But my coworkers are going to see me melting over the next few months, and they're going to ask me, what are you doing? So
Right. They sure
I'm excited
will.
about it.
We'll keep going. Keep going,
Thanks.
Christine. You got
Thank
this.
you.
All right,
Thank
I'm going to let everybody off of here. We've been on a while. I'm going to stop the recording. Oh, wait, my mouse disappeared. Y'all stop.
Thanks, ladies.
My mouse isn't working.
Thank you. Thanks, Allison.
Thank you, babe. I'm not sure what to do here because my mouse is not working.
Uh-oh.